I wanted to show you because you're sleeping and I just woke up and I was getting a headache, so I'm taking them out.
Very constantly. That is why G99 is so much used on a CNC turning center. Because regardless of how fast the part is spinning and how much the RPM changes during the cut, the cutting
That
condition
one was
remains
satisfying.
consistent. It is always cutting at so many thousandths per revolution. Whereas if we were in inches per minute, that cutting condition would constantly change based on the RPM.
This one somehow got into that one. I don't know why.
Now let's take a look at two of them together. G99 is inches per revolution. So much distance for every rotation of the spindle. It would be used in almost all cutting operations on a turning center. And the spindle must be on in order for motion to actually occur. In fact, if the spindle is stopped, you will probably get an alarm on the machine telling you that the feed rate is 0. The general working range is approximately from the red end of cutting about 1,000th per revolution to a heavy end about 20,000th per revolution. However, when we're into threading and so forth, we may see that the feed rate can easily get up to 100,000 per revolution and even more. The G98 inch per minute mode is used mostly when bar feeding. The spindle can be stopped when you're feeding a tool. It is also used on some of the machines that have special attachments. The general working range for bar feeding is approximately from about 20 inches a minute up to 100 inches a minute. But that speed is really dictated by the type and style of bar feeder you have on the machine, as well as the size of the bar stock that you are feeding on the machine. In both cases, the emperor is used to specify the value of the feed rate. So, for example, G99 and F.07 would be 7,000 per revolution feed rate. Get back to G98, as in G98 F20, we would be feeding at 20 inches per minute. But both commands would utilize the F word to specify the value for the feed rate. Determining the proper feed rate for any cutting.
There's it is. Back's gonna look weird, but everything else is gonna look fine. It was not that. It was just tingle. Okay.
Operation requires you to look at some form of reference material. As you can see here, we are looking at a feed chart that is for turning, boring, and facing with coated carbide tools.
It's turning out pretty right here.
The left-hand column is telling you what workpiece material you are cutting. In the second column, it says whether you're a rough operation or performing a finishing operation. The third column, DOC, which stands for depth of cut, is telling you what the ideal depth of cut
It looks like your hair
is on the workpiece for good cutting conditions. The next column over, labeled FFM, is surface feed command. We covered that in an earlier lesson. And the last column is IPR, the inches per revolution feed rate for that tool in the specific work material. Keep in mind that just like with SFM, they are going to provide us with a working range. And we have to decide where in that range best suits
That's
our
it so
needs.
far. So apparently it's
Here we are looking at drilling cutting.
It's gonna throw a fit if I don't. Well, I accidentally found out a way to curl my hair without it taking forever. I'm pretty sure it was like an hour ago.
On this chart, it shows us the work material,
she's gonna be like, oh my gosh, Dad, that's so pretty. We need to do it again. I'll be like, okay.
For the drill, and keep in mind, at a turning center, we must program the RPM for a drill. We cannot program a drill to cut with constant
I'll be
service.
like, fine.
In the next column, and from there
I
toward
gotta make
the
sure
end of
I
the chart,
untangle
it's
these
giving us
correctly.
the IPR.
If they aren't untangled correctly, it's gonna pull
For
out my
that
hair.
drill to cut in a specific material. But coming down a few columns, we'll see that they are showing the drill sizes. You would select the feed rate based not only on the workpiece material that you are cutting, but also on the size of the drill. It only makes logical sense that a 1-inch drill can cut much heavier and much faster than a 1/16-inch drill. With turning, boring, and facing operations, the speed and feed chart.
I'm gonna pause it and I'll show you the end.
Now granted, 100 thousandths is a pretty good depth of cut for most machine tools. However, a 0.5 depth of cut should be reserved for only very, very large CNC turning centers. In fact, those machines would have probably in excess of 50 horsepower, very large. The SFM range would be 300 to 650 SFM. And our
That's
feed
not
rate
bad.
would be 6,000 to 30,000 feed rate. Again, 30,000 feed rate is probably very high for most machine tools. Now that we have the general information,
Oh no, I was born for fluffy hair.